I'm General Glenn Walters, United States Marine Corps retired, and I serve as the president of the Citadel. Congratulations on your receiving acceptance to my alma mater. Our mighty Citadel is a special place. We demand hard work and selflessness and a desire to join others equally committed to becoming principal leaders. Our graduates apply the lessons learned here for service in our armed forces and every other professional field. All Citadel graduates share a universal commitment to lead and serve, and our bonds to one another are unlike any other alumni. Your acceptance is the first step towards wearing this ring of gold and joining the long gray line of proud graduates who took the road less traveled. Welcome to the Citadel. I hope to meet you and your family soon as you start your journey. Our mighty Citadel. These words have a special meaning because they make us think about what's special about our college. And they make us think about the task at hand and what we can do to preserve what is special about this college, while also taking the steps necessary to make sure that this college and what it stands for will stand forever. We are a mighty Citadel with a sacred mission to educate and develop principal leaders for all walks of life. The values-based education we offer here is more important now than it ever has been. To stand forever, we must preserve the traditions that make the Citadel such a special place. The traditions of service, challenge, resilience, and camaraderie.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Citadel's Cadet Academic Webinar Series. Today, we will be exploring the following Citadel majors: physical education, education majors, sports management, and exercise science. My name is Seamus Gillen. I'm a member of the Citadel's class of 1996, and I serve as Associate Director of Admissions. I would also like to introduce my counterpart, Josh Simon, class of 2008, who will be assisting on the technical side of tonight's event. Since our founding in 1842, the mission of the Citadel has been to forge and deliver principled leaders into the world. Whether as commissioned officers in our 4 service branches or as civilian leaders in business or education, Citadel graduates carry the cadet banner of honor, duty, and respect into the world. Tonight, we will meet 4 Citadel cadets representing each specific major. Our cadets have unique stories to tell. We will learn why they chose the Citadel, which specific major attracted them, as well as how their academic experiences are positioning them toward reaching their professional goals. The program will conclude with faculty-led Zoom breakout meetings. These Zoom links will be posted in the comments section at the conclusion of this segment on the right side of your screen. In addition, our viewers will receive both a text and an email message 30 minutes after the program concludes. Viewers will complete a quick and easy form to ensure the accurate delivery of Citadel Class of 2025 pennants. These were exclusively designed for these events. The first panelist of the evening is Cadet Christian Christensen, a senior exercise science major with a focus on pre-med from Winnsboro, South Carolina. Cadet Christensen has previously served as a cadre corporal as well as a cadre sergeant and currently serves as the treasurer of the Health Career Society. Cadet Christensen was drawn to the Citadel because of the small classroom sizes that afford close cadet faculty mentorship opportunities. On the academic front, Cadet Christensen has achieved Dean's List 5 times, as well as Gold Stars a number of times, 3 to be precise. Cadet Christensen has also earned the following certifications: bloodborne pathogenic training certification, adults and pediatric first aid, including CPR and AED, as well as the emergency medical responders with basic life support certification. Cadet Christensen has participated in a host of research projects as a cadet, and we'll explore these experiences a little more later. Upon graduation, Cadet Christensen plans to work as a medical assistant for Brio Internal Medicine in preparation for medical school with the ultimate goal of becoming a surgeon. Congratulations on your notable successes, Cadet Christensen, and welcome to the program.
Thank y'all for having me.
The next panelist we have is Cadet Brendan Pugh, a junior sports management major who hails from Folsom, California. Cadet Pugh currently serves as Cadet Sergeant in Charlie Company and chose the Citadel because of the historic structure and discipline, as well as the strength of his chosen major. Cadet Pugh has been awarded Dean's List 4 times and Gold Stars twice. In addition, he has received the Award for Academic Achievement in Sports Management. Cadet Pugh also experienced an impactful study abroad adventure in Athens, Greece. Upon graduation, Cadet Pugh aims to cultivate his entrepreneurial aspirations by gaining managerial experience in the sports management industry. That all before striking out on his own. Cadet Pugh, congratulations on your achievements this far. With more to come next year as a senior, welcome to the program.
Thank you for having me, sir.
Next, we have Cadet Noah Ernest, a senior social studies education major who hails from Ainer, South Carolina. Cadet Ernest is drawn to the Citadel because he wanted to set himself apart from his peers and personally challenge himself through the institution's leadership crucible. Cadet Ernest is a member of the following clubs: the Citadel's Rugby Club and the Citadel's chapter of Ducks Unlimited. Upon graduation, Cadet Ernest plans to apply the leadership learned here at the Citadel as both a high school history teacher as well as a football coach. The United States most certainly needs highly qualified and prepared teachers to inspire the next generation of future leaders. Cadet Ernest, congratulations on your desire to serve in education, and welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir. Good to be here.
And lastly, we have Cadet Stephen White, a sophomore physical education major who hails from right here in Charleston, South Carolina. Cadet White was drawn to the Citadel because of the institution's strong academic reputation, as well as his personal desire to commission into the Army's National Guard. Cadet White has recently been selected to serve as next year's 5th Battalion Academic NCO and has achieved Dean's List 3 times and Gold Stars twice. And those 2 times have been in the past 2 semesters. Upon graduation, Cadet White plans to become a high school physical education teacher, as well as serve in the Army National Guard as a military police officer. In addition, he wants to be a coach of either basketball or football. Cadet White, congratulations on your desire to serve in education as well. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for having me.
Glad to have you with us. The cadet experiences is demanding. All these cadets are taking 18-plus credit hours each and every semester and have vast expectations and responsibilities. In fact, one of our cadet panelists was up at 4 in the morning today with the class of 2024, and they were experiencing their recognition day. We're going to talk more about that and see a video very soon here. So I think this is where we should appropriately begin the journey, and that is the freshman year. We have viewers who are watching this program who are preparing for the knob year, the historic knob year, which is an important transition, a building block, so to speak, for what's to come on the leadership front and everything else. So I think it's important for us to take a quick look and showcase what this day means. In fact, the video you're going to watch is what happened at 4 a.m. this morning. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, Recognition Day.
classes is no longer in effect.
Cadet Pugh, I'm going to start with you. This year's freshmen, like I said, were up at 4 a.m. unexpectedly to participate in their own recognition day, which is the culmination of their hard work this first year. It is a momentous event personally as well as a shared experience. Can you share with us and our viewers particularly what your recollections of that day are?
Well, for me, sir, that day, as you said, it's a culmination of, your first 9 months here as a novel, probably the hardest 9 months of your life to that point. And really, that day is all about pushing yourself and pushing, your classmates. You're really pushing to the edge. And when you get done with that 120 some odd push-ups and you're standing there together and you hear those words, fourth class system no longer in effect, man, it's a different kind of relief and happiness that kind of washes over you.
Indeed, and well spoken. I think one of the things that's really important and informative to hear is that the application of what you're talking about, the selfless dedication to your classmates and your own personal sacrifice to be good and to persevere are applicable. And this is what the video doesn't showcase, is the translation that happens on the academic front, is that our cadets learn lessons that are applicable in the military and discipline environments that are immediately applicable in the academic environments. I think one of the things that's really important for our cadets watching tonight, our prospective cadets who are watching tonight, is to understand that the lessons learned are universally applicable. I'm going to ask a question of Cadet Christensen. You've had an outstanding academic successful run here thus far with that 5-time Dean's List Award and 3-time Gold Star Award. Can you share with our audience, first of all, announce to our audience what each of those achievements require? And then secondarily, I'm going to ask what you personally kind of learned from being a high school senior to being a freshman, sophomore, and junior. What did you have to apply to achieve the results you have?
Yes, sir. So Dean's List is achieving a GPA of anything over 3.2 for that semester's average. And for Gold Stars, it's achieving a GPA over 3.7 for that semester. Now, my freshman year is always going to be the hardest year. It's when you're the busiest that you got to be. You have to make sure you shine all your brass shoes, and you have a lot more military duties to do besides with also studying. So the biggest challenge coming from your senior of high school to here is for the fact that you are thrown into the ringer and you have to figure out how to time manage between your military duties and your academic duties. You'll learn pretty fast. It's not a scary thing because you either make it or break it at that point, and everyone comes to college for academic reasons. But for me, you'll learn how to do it from yourself and also your peers and teachers. One of my reasons why I was so successful here with academics was for the fact that, especially in the HPP department, all your teachers are there for you. You won't have a class over 35 people max. And if you ever had a question, regardless of anything, you can go to your teacher after class, to their office or whenever, and they will be happily to answer your questions and help you out in any way they can.
And for our audience, I think it's important to note that 12-to-1 has been the student-faculty ratio that the Citadel's maintained for many, many decades. And that has been the benchmark for the engagement of the environment that is our classrooms. Your freshman classes can be 30 to 35 largest, but you'll find it very common to have classes that are 15 or less. In fact, I had some classes during my time as a cadet that were less than 10 around a round table. So that's a really, really keen part of that, in that the faculty that are excited to come to the Citadel and teach here are looking for that type of connection with the students. So that's a keen part of it. Next question, I'm going to move to Cadet White. You're a rising junior. Next year, you'll be a junior, and you've just been selected through rank boards, which is the process the cadets go through. It's an interview process for ranked positions of importance in the Corps of Cadets. You've been nominated and selected to become the 5th Battalion Academic NCO, the non-commissioned officer.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell us what your message will be to those incoming knobs next year?
Well, being a 5th Battalion Academic NCO, my message to the freshmen, incoming freshmen, is like you want to when you get to school, you want to like study, study, study. You want to always put your academics first. I mean, your military duties and your academics, they tie in together, but I mean, you would always want to put your academics first. Because that's the key thing to staying at this institution. As far as like evening studying periods, it's called ESP. I mean, that's like starts at roughly 7:50 and it goes to about roughly I think the next day. But as far as that, you have to put yourself in this mindset of wanting to study all the time and just do your work because you have to want to be a overachiever. Me myself, I'm an overachiever, and I always look for the greater good in academics. So, being the 5th Battalion Academic NCO, it's going to be a pleasure next year being the 5th Battalion Academic NCO. And I'm looking forward to working with all the different students, incoming freshmen, even sophomores, juniors, and seniors. So.
And your academic performance demonstrates that you came to the Citadel on an academic scholarship, which is a very, very impressive marker. So congratulations on that scholarship. Congratulations on your selection for this important role. Yes, another duty that these NCOs have, that these academic folks, there's academic officers and NCOs, one of the key things that they also have to do, and he mentioned evening study period, but the Citadel provides all of our resources during this time. All the academic resources that we have available to the cadets are available every single night there's a study period, and that would be Sunday through Thursday. The resources include all kinds of things, laboratories for specific coursework. We have our academic support services team, which is PhD'd all the way down to graduate assistants, and they're there every night trying to assist in a variety of different capacities. Every single company and every cadet is assigned to a company has an academic officer, and they work in conjunction with the battalion staff in which Mr. White serves. So there is a network of folks that are interested in making sure that new cadets find the resources they need to be successful. It's a no excuse environment. And secondarily, the culture of the institution is a keen part of this. People don't screw around during the evening study period. It's the time to get the job done because everyone understands at the Citadel that jobs don't find you, you find them. And proactivity in the academic department is job one. So that's really, really important. I'm going to move to Cadet Ernest. You're a social studies education major here at the Citadel, and you're in one of the most historic cities in the United States, as you're well aware. Can you share with our audience what it means to study in preparation to become a high school teacher? And maybe are you inspired by Charleston itself from a history standpoint because it's such a unique place?
Well, yeah, being a social studies education major and being from South Carolina, we all know of the history that the state has, especially this area of Charleston. So I think for me, it's pretty cool being in this area and knowing all the history and having like faculty with ties to deeper roots throughout the history of this area. So I really enjoy it. And like, if you want to go out and dig deeper into the history of Charleston, like Hampton Park, for example, there's a lot of very cool things that you can go out and find.
History is, and one of the things that you'll find with our faculty is that you immerse yourself. Because it's not a room full of 300 people, but it's a room of 15 people. Stories are a part of it. You get to know faculty. They're inspiring you. This environment we have, our faculty leverage in every capacity, whether it be biology students being brought into the marshes to do studies and research. There's always opportunity for our faculty to leverage experience. Study abroad programming is a part of that as well. So we're going to dive a little bit more in that. Thank you, Mr. Ernest. Cadet Pugh, you earned an award for academic achievement in sports management. I'm unaware of what this award requires. And I'm certain our audience is too. Can you tell us about what this award is and how you earned it?
Yes, sir. So what the award is academic achievement in sport management. And what it was for every class, freshman, sophomore, junior, senior, whoever had the highest GPA within their major for their class got this award. And, they took all of us and our families out onto the Yorktown for a nice banquet and all that. And then we had a little private award ceremony with the faculty and staff from our majors. And so earned that my freshman year by having a collective GPA of 397. and the other people around me were also higher GPAs for their class.
Outstanding work and well deserved. Rewards like that are always such a nice bit of acknowledgement. And again, that's a continual part of this. It's a meritocracy for our viewers to understand that the Citadel rewards hard work. When you achieve Dean's List or Gold Stars, which he did in that semester, that very first semester there, you're given additional leave privileges. You can depart for a weekend or an overnight. And those leave privileges are maximized by the cadets. They make great use of. It's the Tesla plugging into an energy source. I mean, it's a great opportunity to go and visit friends at other colleges and do those kinds of things. But leave is a privilege in the sense that you have to manage your time effectively, and you're rewarded as a result. So that's important. Thanks for sharing that. I'm going to move on to Cadet Christensen. You have participated in 3 separate research experiences as an exercise science major with that focus that you have on pre-medicine. Can you give us a quick synopsis of some of the leadership, or the research you've conducted, and how you see these research experiences feeding into that long-term goal of becoming a surgeon?
So the 3 research projects I did have all been, 2 out of the 3 were with faculty based. And like I said earlier, with that smaller class size, just from the Citadel alone, the way I got them was basically walking up to them, coming to their office and asking if they had any opportunities I could come up to. And because the class size is so small, they know you already, and they're more than happy to help you out and get you along with them. But I've done one that I had to go to Jacksonville, Florida with, and presented down there for their CCASM banquet. And then the other 2 were from the Citadel Research Conference. And research is a big thing when it comes to applying for any medical doctor school, PA school, or any type of those. And to having as many as you can with a view on clinical side is amazing. And the school, especially the HPP, prides itself on its research, and everyone there does an amazing job. And it's awesome to have the opportunity to work with some of the faculty members because they're all so passionate about their work. It makes it that much more entertaining and fundamental in learning.
I think one of the great things that you're relaying here is that it's the faculty relationship, again, that is the heart of these opportunities. Career services will play an important role in long-term or summer-long events in many cases, and we're going to hear from them soon. But one of the things that's really, really important for our viewers to understand is that if you're looking to have fruitful relationships with faculty that have an interest in your future, particularly when you're proactive in pursuing opportunity, you're going to be extraordinarily rewarded at the Citadel. It is not an uncommon thing for cadets to experience this, not just once, but multiple times throughout the course of the 4 years that they're here. So I think that's really, really important for our folks to see that research is important. It's a nice thing to put on a resume, but it's also an experience building apparatus. It's an opportunity for you to get out there. Another key aspect of research is you have to present your findings. You can't be just good at data collection. You have to be able to stand in front of a group of professionals and relay what you've learned in a way that is demonstrating your command of the knowledge, command of the experience, in a way that will sell that. And I don't care what industry you decide to go into, you're going to be doing this stuff. The Citadel teaches all of our cadets this type of training. Whether it's the cadre training, and the cadre is a term that we use for the selected upperclassmen that train our freshmen, our knobs. You have to be able to competently stand in front of people and give instruction or make explanation. And so this is all wrapped into the experience of being a cadet at the Citadel, that you learn proficiency in this stuff so that when you're a professional, you have an ability and a confidence to be able to deliver a sermon that's going to be impactful. So that's an added benefit that we can talk about right there. Next 2 cadets I'm going to jump into because they have some unique similarities is Cadets White and Ernest. Both of you desire. My mother and grandmother were faculty or were high school teachers. And so I applaud you for your interest in serving as teachers. Teachers play a critical role in American success. We know this. So both of you have this aspiration to serve as high school teachers. And incidentally, you both want to be football coaches. So it's very well possible that you guys could be seeing each other on either side of the gridiron down the line here, showing your rings off on either side of the field. But that's a great thing. But can you speak to you? I'm going to ask of each. I'll start with you, Mr. White. What is the desire that you see to give back in such an important way by being a teacher? What has inspired this in you?
What has inspired me to be a teacher is my coaches. My coaches, for one, they're pretty much your school parents. You know what I'm saying? They pretty much like set the tone for you. They're just always there. Like and it's, for them to be a teacher and a coach, it creates a great relationship. So I feel like me becoming a teacher and a coach, it will create a great relationship with me and my students and I. I'm sorry, and I feel like I can just be a huge impact on their lives as far as like having to teach them knowledge that they probably would need to know later in life. It could be a life lesson. And as far as being the coaching aspect, it just helps with overall just well-being and just building social and positive relationships with each other.
100% agree, and I salute you for that, Mr. White. Cadet Ernest, how about you?
Yeah, I'm kind of in the same boat with that one. What's led me to want to become a teacher and a coach is past teachers, especially from high school. We've all had the good ones and the bad ones, and you really kind of just forget about the bad ones, but the good ones, that's what makes me like I want to pretty much take what they did for me and do that to the next generation of students and just have a good impact on their life. And I feel like a great way to do that is through coaching as well.
Interestingly enough, one of the cadet mantras on campus is honor, duty, and respect. And I think the best athletic coaches and, in fact, teachers employ that idea, which is you respect all the students equally. You treat them with a passionate approach to teaching. You invest. You have a duty, and that is the duty of a good teacher, is to try to reach the people in the back of the room equally to the people in the front of the room. That is a really, really important metric. And selfless giving, I think the duty is to give yourself fully to those students, to do your best to impart an experience. And again, both Cadet White and Ernest experienced these teachers and athletic coaches that were impactful in their own lives. And so there's the cycle of life you're going to see at the Citadel is that there is a pay it forward mentality to the selfless giving that our folks employ, whether it's as teachers or in the other industries we have, certainly in the 4 service branches that we offer commissioning paths towards. My next question is for Cadet Pugh. You took part in a study abroad experience in Athens, Greece. How did that relate? And certainly international sports management is a totally different animal. You have an aspirational desire to be an entrepreneur down the line, but what did you pick up that might have been applicable to your specific major in your time in Greece?
My time in Greece, it really showed me a lot. Studying abroad, it shows you that not everyone thinks, just like we do here at Citadel. So it was really cool, especially my teachers there in sport management, to see how they took an approach, to sports. And also, we got to interact and work with some people who ran the original marathon. They still do that track. And so we got to talk to them. It's one of the biggest ones, that they do over there. And also the kind of culture that's around sports in Europe and how, sort of different that is compared to our culture here in sports. And as far as sports management goes, I think it really helped me, especially as wanting to be an entrepreneur in the future, kind of learn, to maybe look at, different people from, different backgrounds and really nitpick, get to pick their brains about what they are looking for in their sports, opposed to my personal views. Cause I think, more people you can learn from, the better.
It's a big world out there. And I think that the Citadel is really hip and smart in the way that we employ our study abroad programming. Obviously your experience had the same impact that many of our cadets experienced. I think it's better than half our students have been participating, and I might be a little off on that figure, but that was the last I heard, is that nearly half of the Corps of Cadets have involved themselves with study abroad, which is an amazing. Obviously, the pandemic has impacted that pretty significantly the last year, but we fully anticipate getting back in that game because it's an intrinsic part of broadening the minds of our cadets, and certainly it gives a broader understanding to the professional environments that they're looking to enter. So that's a key bit. I'm going to ask a final question to all of our cadet panelists, and I think this, again, you broached this to some degree already, and this is, it again, I think is really important to impart the departmental faculty relationships that shape you in the course of the 4 years. We've heard some about research, but maybe there's been some mentorships in terms of talking about the pathway towards what your goals are. And sometimes they change. Sometimes you come to the Citadel with an aspiration to do A, and it ends up being C, because you meet someone who's inspirational, whether it's a faculty member or a staff member or another cadet. That often happens. Can each of you talk a little bit about some pivotal moments in your cadet career that were shaped by faculty?
I'll start. Well, at first I wanted to go in like the dentistry field. I always wanted to be like a dentist or whatever. Because I found cleaning people's teeth was like fascinating. But after meeting with Dr. Sacco, he stood out the most. Like, he's the most inspirational faculty staff member here, and he's like taught me like so much. Being a physical education major, I mean, and it's just like him being around. Like I said, it's like at school you have like your school parents, and like I feel like Dr. Sacco's like one of those school dads, like a cool one at that, and he's like so inspirational because he's like when he comes to class and he teaches the class, so enthusiastic and like just so motivating, and it just like turned my aspect of wanting to be a dentist into being a physical education teacher and a football coach. And I mean, from there, like it's just been a great experience so far. I've got to teach in class. I've taught soccer in class, and it's just like it's been great for me. So I can say that Dr. Sacco has been a great faculty member, and it's turned my aspect around as far as being a physical education teacher.
Outstanding, Mr. White. Thank you for that. Cadet Christensen, you're next.
The absolute one faculty member that has shaped who I'm going to be and what I want to do is Dr. Sarah Mom. I'm a firm believer in, if I did not come to the Citadel and have those smaller class sizes, form those relationships, then I would have never been anywhere close to even achieving my goal of going into med school. If I would have went to USC or any other college, I wouldn't have had that communication or ability to even do any of the things that I've done here. And just being able to call her up whenever I need her and ask her about what I need to be doing for med school or in school in general, and having that person I can rely on with any aspect of school here and further on in my life is a major part of who I'm trying to become.
Outstanding, Mr. Christensen. Mr. Ernest, you're next.
Well, personally, in my opinion, the whole education department here is great. Everyone, all the professors are just great. But if I had to choose one, I would choose my advisor, and that would be Dr. Graham. Dr. Graham's been there with me through a lot. As we all know, the academic world can get a little stressful, a little crazy, especially when it comes to scheduling and all. And she's always just so on top of it, and she's just so helpful in every aspect. And I definitely wouldn't be in the situation I am right now if it wasn't for her.
Outstanding. Mr. Pugh, you're next.
Yes, sir. For me, I came here. I was kind of thinking sport management. I was looking into coaching or doing some front office job. But after really getting here and getting into most of my classes, and also my past academic advisor, Dr. Stavros, he really showed me that there's so much more to sport management than what I thought it was, and that's my relationship with him. Also, being in some of these business classes like marketing, and then the sport management classes like facility management, that's really turned me onto actually wanting to get my own business, sport management. So I think that the culmination of my relationships and my ability to really look around at different aspects of my majors kind of helped me to get where I am.
Outstanding. Good responses, everybody. Appreciate that. A healthy part of the college decision-making process, and our cadets have expanded pretty directly about what it means to be a cadet in each of these majors, to give the experience of being a student and the faculty engagement, the relationships that are fostered, and how that works inside the discipline leadership environment, which is the core of cadets. You saw some of that playing out in the Rec Day video, but All the students who are watching tonight are having to make hard college decisions. And fundamentally, there's a couple key things, aside from hearing these stories from these cadets that are genuine article experiences about what it will be like for you as a cadet here at the Citadel. You need to learn about return on investment. What is it when you invest in the Citadel that you receive? And we're lucky tonight to have a member of Career Services. We're going to hear from her briefly after a video that introduces the director of our Career Services Department and how we do this.
There's never a day where I'm not excited about educating students on opportunities. I'm Paige Tisdale. I'm director of the Citadel Career Center. So I think because I really enjoy what I do, I hope to empower students to be able to find that, because a lot of people don't find it right out. It's not something that you just often fall into, right? Sometimes your path is a little windy. And I'm lucky that I have found it, and so I want to empower students to do the same thing, to find something they're passionate about. You know, I think young people have a lot of options. Obviously, coming to the Citadel is a very tough choice, and life at the Citadel is not easy. And so if you're choosing to come here, I think you're already buying in from day one that, I'm going to work really, really hard for the end goal. Not just the ring and not just to graduate, but partnering with us, that professional end goal. And so it's a very personal thing to me. Sometimes I get a little bit of pushback of, hey, you can't reach everybody. And I guess my response to that is, why not? To me, that's the reason that a career center exists. And so I grew up understanding and really loving the Citadel and knowing what it was all about, and really our mission to educate principal leaders. I believe in that, and I believe what we're doing here. And what I would say is that the employers, they buy into. So I'm really, really passionate about getting students connected early, planting the seed, looping back around sophomore year, junior year, so they're exploring, preparing, and engaging all along. So I'm passionate about it because if students start early, it really helps them get connected to career outcomes the day they walk across the stage.
We're now going to hear from Alyssa Clendenning, who serves as the Career Education Coordinator in Career Services. Alyssa, welcome to the program.
Thank you so much, Seamus.
Glad to have you here. The video kind of underscored the process, which is a 4-year process in this, but there's such an amazing energy in that office that brings students each and every day into the office to start aligning themselves for opportunities, whether they be summer internships, and certainly as you start to get in deeper in the years, positioning them for employment. Can you talk a little bit about that enthusiasm that permeates that office there?
Absolutely. I think Paige does a great job of mentioning a couple of things that are important to us in the Career Center. So we kind of have two slogans, if you will. The first is career planning starts early and often. So at the Citadel, we have the unique ability to talk to every single freshman the very first semester that they are enrolled at the Citadel. Every student takes a class called Leaders 101. In that Leaders 101 course, we talk to every single student, have them complete an assessment, and talk about their career plan. We're also talking about their major, why their major is specific to what they want to do as a career. So this is unique to the Citadel, but also allows us to have that first touch point in that early engagement. Then our second kind of slogan is explore, prepare, and engage. Paige Tisdale mentioned that as well. So exploring your career options. The aforementioned assessment is going to help them explore those options, but we also host 2 career fairs. That was seen in the video that was just shown. We have employers that come to campus. They have information sessions. They want to hire our students. So yes, that engagement starts early, but it is also often. So how else can students be preparing and engaging so that that end goal is gainful employment by the time that they cross the stage?
I think what's important to underscore is not only the culture that permeates Career Services and how proactive they are and creative they are in connecting these cadets all 4 years with these opportunities to prepare themselves and explore, which is really, really important. Sometimes you discern you're not in the right major and you want to change majors and those kinds of things. But you also leverage our alumni network, which is amazing. It's a passionate group of alumni that open their businesses because they know the quality of the product coming off the line. The Citadel's not a misnomer. The faculty or the employers that come to the Citadel come to us every single year because they believe in the product coming off the line. The challenges that you saw in that Recognition Day video continue all 4 years, coincidentally with the academic growth and professional growth that happens. So these students really arrive managerially prepared for what's to come. They know how to deal with stress. They have a very polished resume that reflects a lot of preparatory experiences and work that again align with the ethos of many of these companies out there. So we have a lot of success, and the return on investment is typically within 3 months of graduation, it's 90% or better of our students are gainfully employed in professional employment in their chosen fields of study. That's a really, really strong metric. And for any athletes who are watching this, you need to also understand that we invest in you as a student. Our graduation rates for our Division I athletes are the same rate as non-athletes. Find that at other Division I schools. I don't want to bore you. You're not going to be very successful in that endeavor. The reality is that everyone who comes to the Citadel is a student first and a student last. That is a keen part of our success. And so despite the fact we have great representatives in professional athletics, Andre Roberts is a great example of this. He was an accounting major here at the Citadel and very successful in that front. And again, he is an accounting major before a football player. So those are the great things that you're hearing from, and the enthusiastic is a keen part. So Alyssa, thank you so much for being with us and showcasing that amazing office and what you do each and every year to help these cadets find those dream jobs, which you do every single day. Thank you so much.
Absolutely. I will say, to echo briefly what you said about the alumni, most of the employers that we have that come to campus are alumni because they understand the high caliber of the candidates. We have more alumni that are wanting to come back every single year because they get it. So it is a very big ROI, return on investment piece. There is the alumni that want to hire our students.
This band of gold is it's a calling card, and it really is a contract builder. It's not just a network. It is a network predicated on expectations. And again, the Citadel's really good because we produce a very consistent product coming off the line with the things we've done since 1842. So all the folks out there who are looking to grow and experience a really vested experience of leadership learning, of academic learning, of experiential learning, the Citadel is extraordinary in these areas. So again, Alyssa, thank you so much to your team. Thank you for your service to this graduating class. It's another successful class that's getting ready to leave the Citadel, long gray line here with the Citadel. But again, thanks so much for your time this evening. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
Have a great evening. We have some administrative notes that we're going to cover before we launch our Zoom notes, our Zoom room links that will take you to some faculty environment where you can have specific questions answered. Don't forget, again, after 30 minutes after the presentation ends, we're going to be sending an email and a text message for you guys to complete that form so we can get those pennants to you. We want to make sure we get them accurately delivered to your mailing address. We're getting ready to send them all out here soon. So that's really, really important. The faculty Zoom links will be located in the comments section. There's a tab to the right of your screen. Make sure you take a look there, and you'll be clicking on the respective majors as we've listed them. Physical education, sports management, and exercise science will all be grouped in one. And then all of the education majors will be in the second room. We're going to have those posted on the right side of the screen.
Seamus, I'm going to interrupt you just briefly. It appears that there's a password required for that link that you just described for those three majors. For those of you that are listening, we'll get on top of that. We'll put that password into the comments here in just a moment as well. So just hang tight as we close these things out, and we'll get that information to you in just a moment.
Thanks, Josh. I appreciate that. And another thing I want to make sure that we make mention of that's really, really important is that we're going to we want to make sure that all the folks who've watched tonight, if you have a desire to visit the Citadel, that you visit prenob.com. The Citadel's open for business. We are, of course, employing masks, and we are employing social distancing, and we've done so very effectively to keep the core in the barracks all year long. That will not go unchanged for the foreseeable future, so that we are accommodating families who want to visit Charleston and want to visit the Citadel. Prenob.com is the great way to get registered for these events. We have opportunity to meet with you directly as admissions staff, but we also have cadets that give guided tours of campus. And it's important for you to visit Charleston, the city where our cadets plug in to recharge their batteries after the hard work they put in Sunday through Friday each and every week. So that's really, really important for you. We're going to work to discover as soon as we can. We're going to show one last video here that underscores how this works. And it's simply this notion that when you arrive in the fall, just make sure you come with grit. Folks, make sure you make your way to your respective rooms. We have educational pathways listed there. There is a health passcode for that environment you've got there for the health science. I believe that's the other one that's being hosted that has physical education, sports management, and exercise science. And again, thank you guys for your time and being with us tonight. We appreciate it. We appreciate our cadet panelists. They've been excellent. And again, go Dogs. It's an exciting opportunity. If you have a concern, there's a question from Jake Duffy down there. Make sure that you insert health with a capital H, and it is a passcode, and you'll get right in. So we appreciate everyone being with us. Have a great evening, folks, and get to that Zoom room.